Dear friends, you're watching the most important updates on day 1135 of Russia's aggression. Russian envoy arrived to Washington, D.C., massive Russian attack deflected in Donietsk Oblast. Secretary General of NATO revealed how much the alliance has spent to support Ukraine in 2025, and Russian spies in ballet dresses exposed in Sweden. Let's talk about all this right now. The General Staff of Ukraine shared a footage of a disastrous Russian attack that took place in the vicinity of Andriivka village. It's in the Donietsk Oblast. I mean, disastrous for Russians, of course. The main reason the Muscovite attack failed, obviously, was because they didn't bring enough donkeys. The donkeys are stubborn creatures. They definitely had more chance to accomplish their mission than Russian peasants from Ust-Pizdyusk. In the meantime, Ukrainian defenders advanced in the vicinity of Pokrovsk, which, according to Russian command, was almost taken last year. Friends, because Russian propagandists don't do this enough, I keep reminding you that Russia is a superpower, which on its way to the world domination stumbled upon a tiny town of Pokrovsk as big as 3.5 miles across. As of yesterday, the Russian superpower also struggled to achieve success in Chasiv Yar and west of Kurakhove. And while their attempts failed, I must say we must really appreciate the Russian Federation for its achievements in agriculture, because no other nation had fertilized Ukrainian soil with so many Russian bodies for free. The Russian envoy Kirill Dmitriev arrived to Washington, D.C. Apparently, among other things, Kirill Dmitriev and Steve Witkoff discussed the possibility of cooperation between the U.S. and the Russian terrorists in frames of excavating Russian resources. It's always good when even terrorist regimes have opportunity to become richer and wealthier. They definitely deserve a second chance, right? Fun fact about this trip is that the US had to lift sanctions from Kirill Dmitriev to let him fly to the US from the Terrorist Federation, making it the very first official visit from Russia to the US since 2022. Dmitriev was so proud of that, so he even posted a screenshot of his travel to his social media. Apparently, he couldn't believe his luck. I think it's because the dude hadn't seen a cheeseburger in 3 years after the McDonald's had quit Russia. Today in Brussels, Secretary General of NATO, Mr. Mark Rutte, stated that the focus for 2032 is how to protect NATO territory from the Russians, because the Russian threat will exist for many years to come. Also, Mr. Rutte stated that during the first 3 months of 2025, NATO member states provided Ukraine with military assistance totaling more than $20 billion. As we can see, not only European support secures Ukraine's defense, but also fulfills the Russian dream of reuniting their soldiers with Soviet-era traditions in the unmarked graves like they always do. Now, as for the next one, I'm not even sure if I should consider it a Russian cringe or not. You decide, my friends. A bunch of Russians pretended to be a Ukrainian ballet ensemble pirouetting across the stages in Finland and Sweden. An investigation by Swedish and Finnish journalists revealed that the company behind the so-called Ballet of Ukraine was actually registered in Moscow, Terrorist Federation, and linked to a Russian oligarch. Russia is known for its amazing culture, my friends. The culture of exploiting the world's empathy towards Ukraine and funneling money to the Terrorist Federation so Putin could build more missiles and more gliding bombs. It's not just an incredible case of terror Russia using its dancers to fund its war, but also the way the Russians were using a foreign flag to disguise as Ukrainians. With that, my dear friends and family, I wish you all a beautiful day. I'll see you in the comments. I'm Operator Starsky. As always, be safe.